Let me be real with you. A lot of people come to me and they recognize they're too awake for this world. Maybe you were born awake. Maybe you were born to a family that just didn't get you. You know what I'm saying? Watch this video. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please click the little subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. Today, let's dive deep into this topic, okay? I just had like 5 back-to-back sessions today and they were all about this topic. So I said, Candace, make the freaking video. So many of you, like myself, felt wronged by the people closest to you, misunderstood. That's why I have the podcast. Just different. And what so many of you have done, because that's the only choice you had, was to buy into a lot of that shame. Maybe there is something wrong with me. I have a lot of emotional reactions to things that I don't have language for yet because I'm probably on a higher level of consciousness or overly sensitive, highly sensitive. They say you're too sensitive, but you're not. Overly sensitive to the tribe that birthed me, to the world that I'm part of. And so you just feel lost in space. You feel like you're an alien on the wrong planet, or you just feel like everyone else is, I don't know, wrong, but they wronged you. So what happens when this occurs is oftentimes you did not have the mirror of who you truly are, that everything that you're feeling is correct. Maybe you didn't have a way of expressing your frustration or what you were feeling. An example of this, when I talk to my mom now, she will say, we just didn't know, we were unaware of all the emotional baggage and turmoil that was really going on in our family that you were feeling, but we didn't think you could because you were one. But you would respond and react, and we couldn't understand how you would know this. In a way, that's me expressing the denial in you. And that's very frustrating when you don't have someone validating it, but instead of they're gaslighting it or invalidating it, without knowing that they're doing that even sometimes, right? And then there's those parents that do it on purpose. And so kids like us, teens like us, grow up with some anger because we're like, I can't get my needs met. I don't know how to express what I'm understanding and feeling, especially when nobody else is mirroring that or validating that. And so that's why a lot of my work is emotional validation and how to do that in each moment. So you stop gaslighting yourself, you stop trauma bonding to your old emotions, all of that stuff, right? And so this topic is big because when we are highly sensitive and we're tuning into something that's quite awesome to be able to do that, but we have self-doubt because we don't know what we're feeling and people are telling us there's something wrong with us because we're responding in this way, we start to take on that shame as the identity, the shame identity, the trauma identity. We don't have clarity because when we are reacting like this, that's not who we truly are, but it's how we truly feel. So our identity before the age of 8 becomes our emotional self, right? I talk a lot about that, about the emotional imprint. Your imprint of self is, I'm different than the others. Why am I feeling this? Why am I reacting this way? Maybe they're right. There is something wrong with me. They're wrong. Okay. They're wrong. But what you have to understand is what's wrong is what was happening to you, not what you're feeling. What's wrong is potentially how you were reacting, but you didn't have another choice at the time. I had a client that said, I got triggered the other day because I was watching your videos about, that incubation phase and what you're supposed to do in these situations. And I didn't do that. And I said, girl, you didn't have the video when you were going through it. You have it now. So you did the best you could at the time. And so many of us have this frustration that we didn't understand that we had this ability early on and we just bought into this shame and then we shame ourselves. You got to let that go. We were born into an emotional dark age, guys. We didn't have YouTube, okay? We didn't have parents who are like, oh, she's following her heart. She's just highly sensitive. He's just emotional. We didn't have that. We had people that oftentimes told men to be afraid of their feelings and told women to just stuff it, or forget about it or deny what you feel, which when you deny what you feel or you question what you feel, you're denying your truth and you're questioning yourself and your own ability to perceive and your own ability to have an inner guidance system that you can trust. You know what I'm saying? So this is multi-layered. But I feel like the most important thing here to understand is it's okay if you're waking up now to the reality that you've always understood and you've always been right about what's going on. You just didn't know how to express it. You were wronged, and then you bought into the fact that people were wronging you. The key here is you need to stop doing to your inner child what was done to you as a child. You have to say, I know now, and I'm going to live now in alignment with that knowing. Therefore, when other people try to say things or do things that make you doubt yourself, instead of doubting yourself, you can look at it and say, let me look into this. You can check with yourself, validate yourself, and say, actually, I do feel this way about that. And double check. Oftentimes, so many people will be unconscious of what they're creating or feeling. So you might be gaslit even if you ask 15 questions. But what you can do is say, oh, I have that interesting ability to tune into the things that other people deny because I'm highly sensitive. And what you need with that is inner, outer, and energetic boundaries. I have a course called Boundaries Bootcamp if you're interested in that. But the boundaries in this area, inner boundaries are having boundaries around giving away your power and self-doubting. Outer boundaries are letting people take your power and running over you and what you need and telling you what you should do and what you should think. No. Energetic boundaries are really creating a safe space for you to not be affected by everybody else's thoughts about you. You know what I'm talking about? I have this sweet client I was working with earlier this week who was telling me that she feels she's already been shamed and she's already feeling bad about something. So she's perceiving and feeling that everyone is against her and hates her. And I said, no, honey, it's that you're just open to the agreement of that. The energetic boundary is, I don't agree with that. She was worried about failing some of her finals. And I said, you might, because you're not a good test taker. Just own it. And if other people want to hate you for that, it has nothing to do with you. If you can accept that I'm a bad test taker and I might fail this, because guess what? It's a subject you probably shouldn't be studying anyway because it's not who you are, but that's another topic. Just own it. I might fail all of my exams. And guess what? I still love you and I still think you're fabulous and I still see your gifts. I just don't see that this is aligned for you. And she sat there and she was like, yeah, it's okay. And I said, yeah. And wouldn't that have been amazing if we had parents that said, whatever you are is okay. You're born perfect for your purpose, dear one. We didn't have that. So that's what I like to do with my clients, is show them the truth of who they are rather than who they think they need to fit themselves into being that they'll never be, right? So, no. So really, guys, when you are born to awake for the consciousness of this world, it is painful. And then it's painful when you don't know how to keep yourself because you're around people that don't mirror yourself when you're actually developing a self. So many of us had to come back, return to the authentic self after doing a lot of emotional wound work because of the wounding that came from being conscious in an unconscious world. If you're feeling me on this, let me know in the comments below. Also, I just want you guys to check out my podcast. It comes out every single Wednesday for more deep dives as usual. Please make sure to check my Instagram because we have some announcements, new things going on, exciting stuff. And I like to give you my daily dose of whatever's on my heart. I love you guys. Please share this with one person you think that would enjoy it or it might help in some way. I appreciate you so much being here and have a great week.